Welcome in, everybody, is another episode of Scarves and Spikes. I am Tyler Pilgrim here alongside Sydney Hunt, Tommy Moose. I have my voice back, mostly, at least.
Welcome back, Tyler's voice.
Yes, I appreciate it. Unfortunately, I think passed the sickness on to baby girl. So, praying she gets better. She's not feeling good at all right now. She's a very unhappy camper. But
bummer.
We have a game.
Hope she gets better, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we do.
Columbus, Atlanta. Round 2. Do they make it to round 3? That is the big question. So, before we do any of that, though, how you guys doing?
Good. I think Atlanta United does make it to round 3, or match 3, I should say. But I should probably have left that to the end of the show because we want you all to keep watching for however long we're on. So, or keep listening for however long we podcast, so maybe a little bit of a spoiler alert, but yes, really excited, cautiously optimistic, and we go again. Tommy will be there.
Yeah, I've been packing, and I thought I lost my license, so I've been literally looking around everywhere because I just got a brand new one, but I found it, so I am safe to travel tomorrow. So 8 a.m. flight tomorrow, and then I'm coming home on Wednesday at 5:30 in the morning.
Is it real ID, by the way? No, you have to have those real IDs to travel and fly. Okay, good. I don't want you. I don't think it takes effect, by the way. But
not yet. No.
Yeah, we got a while on that.
But yeah, I'm ready.
Cool.
I'm ready.
Yeah, it'll be me and Tommy at the Benz. Sydney, you have some admittedly fun stuff going on, but not going to be able to be there.
I will not be
21
there,
hours. I'll be in Atlanta for 21 hours. Only 21. Couldn't get to 24.
Nah, that's okay. All right, let's take care of business real quick. I got to shout out Casey joining live for the first time. Appreciate it. 100%. So,
and by the way, sorry to interrupt. Yeah, thanks for Casey joining us live. All right, thanks for everyone who's listening after the fact on the podcast and all that. So, shout out to first timers there as well. But yeah, Casey joined us live as we are on the air for the first time. So
yes,
good to have him or her.
Yes. If you have not already checked it out, we got to give our shout out. We got to keep the lights on. Patreon.com/scarves and spikes. We will have, look guys, the season's almost over. But that doesn't mean we're going to not do stuff. We're going to have stuff going on Patreon. We're still going to be doing our show. We are not turning the lights off just because Atlanta season may or may not be over, but one day it's going to be over, whether it's now, tomorrow, or December 7th.
Yes, speak it to existence.
Yes, here we go. Either way, though, we will be doing the show all the way through, but we do appreciate you guys, the support on Patreon. So go check it out. Go check out scarvesandspikes.com. That's our actual website. We have a little bit of merch there. We're going to be working on a lot of other related stuff here coming up soon now that we're going to have more time. But yeah, Patreon and the website, go check it out.
Yeah, of course, we'll be on YouTube as well, of course. Yeah, obviously, that will never go away. That will always be free, but we'll also have, like Tyler was saying, just bonus content on Patreon. So definitely check us out. Thanks as always to those that support us on Patreon. Really appreciate it. And Tommy, I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Oh, to say we just did a recording with the Upper. Oh my God, I screwed up their name when we
Upper
recorded
90.
too. Upper 90. No, there's like 5 words in it. It's like a whole
Upper
it's a
90 Club
lifestyle.
podcast.
Yeah,
Upper 90
yeah. There's
Club
a lot of
podcast.
words. So
Or
I'm
the Upper
hoping it
90
gets
Club
to 3
podcast.
because I'm supposed to grab beers with these guys in Columbus on Sunday. So that's gotta stop traveling.
Keep
But yeah,
speaking
if
it into existence. Whatever you got to do.
You still
Yeah.
can, by the way. Have drinks with them on Sunday,
Oh no, I'm not.
regardless of.
If I don't have to drive. Look, I've been to Cincinnati, to Columbus, going to Atlanta, and then possibly back to Columbus. I'm beat. If I don't have to go, I'm just gonna stay home and sleep.
This man putting boots on the ground. For
I
the
know.
playoffs. Killing it, man.
So did Pineda today? Does he have did he shave any type of anything off? To,
I wasn't there, unfortunately.
get the
And I'm
bad,
kind of sad
juju
about
out?
it because it was in the bins.
The Falcons coach Arthur Smith today
Oh, my God.
shaved off his stupid mustache because the Falcons blew a stupid game yesterday in Falcons fashion. I'm not angry. I don't have anything Falcons on today, but I'm not angry, I promise.
I'm not. I'm just numb.
I hate the Falcons. Jesus. All right.
And the Bills lost.
I hate them so much.
Yes.
I need Atlanta United to win, guys. I'm losing it. This is the part where I lose it, and it's only 6 minutes in. We need Atlanta United to win. I need every bad thing that happened yesterday out of that game. All positive things for Atlanta United.
Burn some sage.
So I have a question, though. What needs to happen in Game 2 for Atlanta to win? Which is what it says on our show outline. So I read that.
A shot on target.
That's a start.
Did I solve it? Did I solve the problem?
I mean, you're
Not
halfway
really,
there.
because it has to go in. Yeah, halfway there. It has to go in.
Oh, that part. I forgot about that part.
Yeah. So since we're diving into that question, I think, man, we could write an essay about this, but I mean, yeah, the biggest thing is you can't win a game if you have no shots on target or one shot at all. Like, that's just not a recipe for success.
I have to correct you. You can get an own goal and win a match without a shot on goal. But carry on.
I
know what you're saying.
I appreciate you correcting that because you are right. You can win a game, in fact.
You can, theoretically, but carry on.
However, it is very unlikely. So, Almada, we already know he's going to be a big difference maker. We'll talk about Almada in a minute, but he's going to have to come out and do his thing. He is going to have to be the provider, or take things into his own hands. Casey saying, yeah, we need a win so bad for all of our mental well-being. Absolutely. I totally agree. But the team just has to be a little more cohesive. I mean, we look back at the last one, the first 45 minutes up until the first goal wasn't the worst. It's still not good enough, but then things kind of fell apart, right? So, I mean, ultimately it's be on the front foot, be in control. Don't play into Columbus's. It's not that it's a trap. It's just they're a good team, but they're going to try to disrupt you with their own set of tactics. And it's not like their set of tactics or anything hidden. You know what they are, but they're just a good team and they execute well. You just got to break it down, and it's not going to be easy. Having Almada there will be a good thing. I think that's going to help immensely. But unfortunately, Columbus, guys, I hate to tell y'all, but Columbus has been a very good team in the bins as well. So,
I mean, they've been a good team against Atlanta United, period.
Yeah.
I mean, last time Atlanta have beaten them is 2021. And like I said the other day after match 1 with Tommy, Columbus kind of their bogey team, like Red Bulls wear for a while, like DC United wear for a while. They've just, for whatever reason, have struggled to beat this team. I mean, the cast of characters have changed, but I guess the song in the book remains the same. This is just a team that they haven't been able to get over the hump for. They haven't been able to get over a hump against over the past couple of years. And now here they are on Tuesday, playing for the playoffs live. And we kind of joke about it earlier about they had 0 shots on goal against Columbus in match 1, and Jay Fortune getting the only shot of the night for them collectively. But yeah, they need to pick things up, and we'll talk about Almada a little bit, like you guys said. But Almada being back won't solve all of your issues, right? But it won't hurt. I mean, I wonder what the result would be with Almada in the lineup match 1. Part of me thinks it would be the same because again, Almada can't play defense, and I mean, those are different issues. Those are other issues that they have to solve and haven't done yet. But at the same time, you would like to think that Almada would have made a difference. By the way, congratulations to Thiago on being named Young Player of the Year in MLS. Really, no surprise there. But again, you'd like to think that with the season on the line, with the team having to win and having to beat Columbus in front of their home fans at Mercedes-Benz Stadium to get to the next stage or the final stage of this round in Columbus, that desperation factor will be a little bit more prevalent. This team will have to prove, okay, what can we do with our backs against the wall, because there's no tomorrow. If they lose on Tuesday, that's it. And they'll have to watch the rest from home. So mindset, response, just how they play under the most adversity they've been in this year means everything. So that's probably the big thing for me from an intangible standpoint.
Watching LAFC in Vancouver yesterday was fun. Like, that game could have gone really bad for Vancouver at points, like early on. I mean, they were bringing everybody. LAFC got the penalty, which was controversial. But they were throwing everything at them. It's just LAFC really wasn't about the countering and trying to get that second goal. They had an opportunity or two, but it was not like they were just relentlessly going back and countering. This could get bad if Atlanta United aren't, what's the word I'm looking for? If they don't keep their cool, right? Because we've seen things go from decent to bad to holy crap, we just allowed 3 goals in 8 minutes, right? Like that happened in the Philadelphia game. If they are scored on, they've got to take a deep breath, and they can't just go and immediately allow another one here. And everyone's got to be on their game. And the two guys that we always worry about doing too much and trying to put the team on their back, whenever they do this, the team does not do well, is Thiago Almada and Giakoumakis. Almada holds on to the ball too long, tries to create chances that just aren't there. He gets the ball taken away from him in the last minute. Giakoumakis, we've seen him when he pushes too hard. He gets very aggravated. He gets yellows. Then he's got to, toe the line. Those are the two things I'm nervous about. It's got to be about everybody. Silva's got to be better. Silva has not been good. Saba's got to start. Pineda cannot get cute. He can't play for a low-scoring game. You just got to go and you got to do what you've been doing at home generally, right? Which is taking control of the game early on, getting that goal, and then, then they've got to calm down. After you get that goal, or maybe, you've got to calm down a little bit, because the Cincinnati game was a perfect example of it at home, right? Like, they get the early goal, they're controlling it, and then you're just going back and forth. And I'm sorry, like, I know Rossi hasn't done too much, but Cucho's in high gear right now. He's been in high gear for, the entire season. He is very good, and he can score at any point. The ball moves fast on turf. I'm worried about him. The last thing you want is him getting 2 in the Benz, and he's the number one guy I'm worried about at the moment.
Yeah, and I think just to piggyback on that as well, I mean, the Cincinnati match is a perfect example of not settling things down the way that you needed to, because you were such a good team in possession. So is Columbus, but you were such a good team in possession that you should be able to dictate the tempo of the game most times. Again, Cincy, Columbus, both really good teams. It's easier said than done, right? But you've got to make it work in whatever way you have to make it work. I mean, we've seen Brooks Lennon kind of float in, as that pseudo midfielder at times, floating up top a little bit and just kind of ghosting into the box. Um, give him the opportunity to get up there, but don't lose your shape defensively. When it comes time to actually control the game, you have to out-patient and out-frustrate Columbus, because Columbus is, again, such a good, disciplined team. It's not going to be easy, but every team has their point, especially for a team that has all of the momentum right now, and they're trying so hard to be able to push this, get it done in 2 games. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see mistakes made. Not many, because, again, very disciplined team, but just keep an eye out for it. That also being said, I got to throw up another thing that was in our notes. Giakoumakis on the ball a lot more than he was. And I think this was kind of a catch-22, because I feel like Jaco probably felt like he had to be a little more involved by dropping back because Almada's not there. And I'm sure that was maybe part of the game plan and of course the formation, but he had 26 touches in the last game in 88 minutes. 7 of those were in the opposition box. That's not going to cut it. So
how many did Cucho have, by the way?
He had, let's see, while we're also talking about that, he had 4 passes into the final third. So you're number 9, trying to make things happen, which is good, but that's not his main job. So Cucho had 58 touches.
So nearly double.
Yeah. So that tells you a lot right there. You got to get him involved. Get Jaco involved, get Almada involved. And I think the biggest thing that I'm explaining to Almada, because I feel like Almada is probably going to want to come into this one with stuff to prove, right? Because we saw how bothered he was today about the yellow card situation. He forgot he got the first one, and then he got the second one, which is it's hilarious, but at the same time, it's so frustrating. But like, he's going to want to fix that. And in big games, you need him to step up. You need Jaco to step up. And this is an opportunity for them to both show that they're big time players. I mean, Jaco's done it overseas. Almada, he's done it before, but this is the time when it has to happen. It can't not happen tomorrow, or that's it for this season.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, we after talking to Almada, we had him, kind of on our show notes here. So I guess maybe we can kind of shift to him right now. I mean, you guys kind of hit on it. Thiago Almada, young player of the year, he's been terrific this season. And I've said this before, I'll say it again and again. Thiago Almada, on his day, is one of the best players in MLS, if not the best player in MLS. Top 3 at worst on his day. Here's my problem with Thiago, and I've said this time and time again, and we've talked about this time and time again. He gets inside of his own head more, not more often than not, but he gets inside his own head, a lot of times. And in big games and big situations, you don't really see Thiago take over matches like we know he can. I mean, think about the San Jose match beginning of the season. That's one example of him taking over a match. That's one example of him rising to the occasion. You look at players like Cucho, you look at players like Lucci, or Lucho, should say, not Lucci Gonzalez. I'm Lucho Costa. Look at players like that. Look at Denny Bwanga in LA FC. Those are players that I've mentioned in the past. These are guys that have risen to the occasion in big moments, and for good reason. They're among the best in the league. Acosta is going to win MVP, probably, no doubt. If not, he's going to be very, very close to second. But he's a player time and time again for FC Cincinnati. He's risen to the occasion for them, and that's why, one of the reasons why, they want the Supporters' Shield.
You don't need to
take
over the game, though, Sydney. I don't think he has to. You went and got him all the help in the world. You got him a Saba, you got him a Giakoumakis, you got him a Hulk, you got him a Xande Silva. Unfortunately, you had to hold him down a little bit with a Rossetto zone, but he doesn't have to, though, anymore. Like, that's what the transfer window was for.
Yeah, maybe take over was the wrong phrase to use in that situation. I agree with you. There are pieces around him now on this team that can you hope get the job done. But at the same time, you need Almada to rise to the occasion. And you need him to get inside the mindset of he doesn't need to do everything on his own. And I think that's the point I was trying to make. Eventually, was he can't come into this match and think, okay, I'm the guy on the field. I have to do everything. Because when he does that, and we talked about this earlier, that's when he starts making his mistakes. That's when he starts holding on to the ball too long. That's when he misjudges passes because he takes so much on himself. And again, that's my biggest thing with Thiago. Once he gets past that point, and he's still young, it's crazy to think about. He's still young. I mean, he still has a long way to go. He's not even. I would argue he still is on the cusp of his prime as a football player. When he gets out of the mindset of I have to do everything, I have to be the man, capital T, capital M, that's when he can really blossom, really become the player that Eleni and I hope he can be. But no, I definitely agree with you. Maybe take over was the wrong word or the wrong phrase. He needs to really stay in that right mindset. Tyler, like you said, the yellow cards will give him something to prove. He knows he should have been out there in match one. And maybe the result is the same. Maybe they still lose match one, but they lose with Thiago Almada. So I guess that's my 2 cents. I'm not slagging off him or anything like that. I'm not saying he's a bad player, far from it. But those are kind of the growth areas that I see with Thiago. And once he gets that part of the game taken care of, that mindset part of the game taken care of, he'll hit that next level. So I mean, we'll need to see it on Tuesday for sure. We'll need to see it on Tuesday. So that's just my soapbox moment.
Well, as annoying people I always hear on TV, let's put a pin in that for a second because I think we have to give everybody in the chat what they want. The biggest question of the day, and everyone's talking about it. If Pineda loses, is Pineda out?
No.
So,
but
we had Doug on.
Yeah.
So we should talk about Doug. Doug yelled at me because I didn't subscribe to the AJC. I'm working on it. I saw there was a sale. I'll get on it. Already saying that he's pretty much guaranteed that he's coming back this year. Okay. Here's my argument. What if this does get ugly? This gets ugly and you lose.
No.
You got to keep pushing. 4-0, 5-0. Because it's not out of the realm of possible. We haven't seen it yet in these playoffs, but it just takes one game where you have to push everybody up. You're down 2-0 in a game, and now you got it. It's win or go home, right? And it just gets embarrassing. Now it's on a Tuesday, so we don't have 70,000 people watching it, but we still got in the 40-ish range here. Could that make a change to the situation?
I don't think so. Side note on that, apparently they're just about sold out for the normal capacity. Obviously not the upper deck because they're not opening it, but it should be a pretty good crowd there tomorrow. And if you were listening to our humble podcast and you were going to the game tomorrow, for the love of all things holy and mighty
and later,
yes, bring it all. Bring the noise, bring whatever you can do, bring the energy, bring the hype, bring it all. Anyway, that's my soapbox. But no, I don't think Pineda is gone. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you lose this game 1-0 or 10-0. I don't think that's going to change anything. I think a caveat to that question would be, what's the difference between him losing this game or winning this game and then just losing in Columbus again? I don't think there's a difference there. It doesn't really matter because you didn't make it out of the first round of the playoffs. So how you do it, I don't really care. Now, what will piss me off is if Atlanta does go and win like 4-0 tomorrow, and if we were doing it the old way, then they would move on. But whatever. I'm not gonna digress to that topic about the playoff format. But no, I don't think he's gone. I think Garth has been very clear about how this team needs another transfer window to get to where they want it to be. And I just don't think it's been bad enough in their eyes to go and cut him loose. I'm not saying it's the right or wrong answer. Y'all know my feelings on Pineda. I like Pineda a lot. I do think he's got great ideas at times. I do think he has grown as a coach. I do. Do I also think maybe they could have gotten more out of this roster this year, even when it was before the summer transfer window? I do. But, I mean, it's easy to Monday morning quarterback. So there's really not an easy answer here. And I'm not the one getting paid the money to make the decision anyway. So it be what it be. Tommy, unmute. I want to hear what you're saying because you're talking some crap. I can hear it.
No shots on target tomorrow. Lose 4-0.
I mean, how is that on Pineda if they're playing the same way that they've scored so many goals all season? Hold up. But it's the same way. I mean, they've done 4-0, they've done 5-0, they've done 5-1, they've done some blowout matches 5-2, and it's going to be one of your strongest lineups. So if they don't go out there and put anything on goal, I mean, it's a testament to Columbus because they are a good team. We know this, but also like Pineda can't be the one to kick the ball. Somebody's like Jay Fortune was the one that put a shot the other night because he's probably pissed off. Like, hey, somebody take a shot, guys. Like Jay Fortune was the one.
He's playing hero. That's what he's doing.
I don't care. At that point, it's like the 80th minute. Dude, bring all the heroes. Please, somebody shoot the ball.
I'm not trying to be, they're asking in the chat. And I'm basically just trying to create so there's no opportunity. Yes, Casey, I'm the way I am. Just trying to throw the conversation piece out there. Like, could this be such a disaster? Possibly. I understand. Like Columbus, there's nothing wrong to losing to Columbus, right? I have them in my top 3. You know, I've got 4 teams that basically can and cannot win. Or the 4 teams that can, I think, have a real possibility of winning this. And Columbus was at like number 3. That's fine. Like that's okay. But in a 2-game, and really, you go back to the 3rd game, you were outplayed here in Atlanta too. You got to be able to make. We need to make changes, right? And I think part of that is on the coaching staff, though, just going out there because I don't like what Pineda did in the last game at all. I don't like what I think their game plan was. I don't like the setup that they had. You're playing one of the highest scoring teams in the league, and you leave Saba out. You have 1 DP on the field. Nothing's getting created. I mean, in that first half, you needed him in that game, and he wasn't there. I don't know. I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with just pretty much everything in general that happened in that game. I understand your best player was out, but I don't like how they set up at all. And that's okay. But they got to come up with something different because it didn't work when Columbus came to Atlanta last time. They were dominated. They were outshot by like 13 shots. It came by a last-minute miracle set piece that Miles Robinson heads in. Am I frozen?
Yeah, keep talking though.
Oh, okay. Nobody's moving, but yeah, I mean, he's got to come with something different this time around, and that's what I want to see. If they just come out and they're stale, I mean that says a lot about everybody, the coaching staff and the players.
Can I throw in my 2 cents here?
Sure.
He's coming back in 2024, guys. Come on. He's coming back. Sorry for all this Pineda out. For the Pineda out crowd. He's back in 2024.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't have to build an argument against him. I'm not saying you guys are, but for the hashtag Pineda out crowd, don't try to create an argument.
Oh no.
Where don't try to create an argument where Pineda doesn't come back in 2024. He's back. So.
Yeah. Because at this point, and I think and Tommy will be back on, and now he can't defend himself. I guess Tommy being so cold, he froze
right
in place. But no, I mean, what's done is done at this point. Like, you made the playoffs, whether you crash out in the first round by getting the crap beat out of you, or you give them the 3-game series and you go all the way, but this is all assuming he loses. Game's not over till it's over. And I hope the players come into it with that mindset that like they have a shot, because if you can beat Columbus tomorrow and then away, I know that's a tough draw, but if you do go and do it, Atlanta would, bar none, have the best momentum going into probably Orlando. I'm assuming they're probably going to beat Nashville, just because of how difficult of a pairing this was. So
Yeah.
if they somehow are able to pull it out, that momentum will be huge, because I legitimately say that they could then say that they beat the best team in the league, because I fully believe Columbus is that right now. I don't think it's LAFC. I don't think it's Cincinnati. I mean, Orlando is actually a dark horse, and I hate to say nice words about Orlando, but they absolutely have been killing it. They're the best team in the league since, what was it, June, I think? June 2nd or something?
Yeah.
They've scored the most points, or won the most points since then. So, yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's never going to be easy, but we're assuming this is all hypothetical that if they do lose. But, again, not over till it's over.
It could happen.
No. Yeah, it's not going to.
Quote, Angels in the outfield. Oh, now who's being negative? Come on, chat. Yell at Sydney. Let's yell at Sydney now. Tommy time's up. Atlanta United hacked my internet and kicked me off. Pineda was like, nope. Let's end this conversation.
Shut him up right now.
Right.
Shut him up.
Couldn't see anybody.
No, but yeah, let's go back to Almada real quick, and obviously good to have him back on Tuesday on tomorrow night's match. But we talked about 0 shots on goal. That doesn't happen with Almada on the bench, or on the field, I should say. Talked about Giakoumakis having to get back in the midfield to get the ball. Yeah, I think, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, priority number 1 has to get Yorgos Giakoumakis the ball as much as possible. Whether it's Almada, whether it's the fullbacks, just get him the ball. You need to go over the top to get him the ball. Get him the ball. The ball travels fast on turf, Tommy, like you said. Get Yorgos Giakoumakis the ball. You can't score if you don't have the ball. I mean, I think I'm making my point very clear. Yorgos Giakoumakis needs the ball.
Get the Greek guy the ball.
And not in the midfield.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, we should give a shout to Felipe Cardenas, friend of the show, who did a nice interview with Yorgos for The Athletic. And don't want to get too much into it because y'all should subscribe to The Athletic if you aren't already. But yeah, just talked about, just super quick, his I'm here in Atlanta thus far. Yeah, how he's enjoying it. How he's here, maybe not for the long haul, but he'll need like something special, he said, to get it back to Europe in the top 5 league, or one of the top 5 leagues, I should say. And yeah, again, how much he's enjoying Atlanta, the injury situation and all of that. So if you have an Athletic subscription, go ahead and read Felipe. If not, subscribe. I mean, they're always running great deals. And that was not a sponsored bit, by the way. But no,
they can sponsor us. We'll see.
Right. No, but yeah, coming in second to Blanca in the Golden Boot and being right there, and yeah, if he doesn't get hurt, I mean, he's right up there. I mean, he definitely wants a Golden Boot, and yeah, that's a player that you have to. I mean, this is simplifying it so much, but this is a player that you have to involve in the offense. But along with that, Wilfred Nancy is going to have a plan for Yorgos Giakoumakis. Maybe double team him whenever he has the ball, just make things impossible or difficult for Atlanta United to get him the ball and get him playing his game. We saw a lot of it in game 1 where, he's just kind of frozen out, and Nancy's not stupid. He's swimming around this league for a little bit. He knows Atlanta United, and he knows, the importance of taking Giakoumakis and Almada out of the game plan. So that's one of the things I'm looking for. Just a body on Giakoumakis really at all times throughout the night. Maybe 2 players around Giakoumakis, but then that opens up things for maybe somebody else. So I don't know. Do you I don't want to. I know we already said Pineda can't get cute, but how does that affect kind of the way you approach this match tactically? I mean, you don't want to oversimplify it, but you don't want to overcomplicate it and be too cute, I guess, like you were saying, Tommy. But I guess how does what Nanti could have planned for Yakamakis on Tuesday inform what Atlanta United does from a tactical standpoint? Do you think that kind of reshapes things just a little bit, or do you think it's pretty much put your best 11 out there and get 3 points, or not 3 points, get the win, whether it be in 90 minutes or penalties? I guess
I mean, you
what
go
do
back,
you guys think?
you go back and you watch the game, the non-playoff game, and they just played their game. That was what they did against Atlanta. They played their game, and it was successful. They outplayed us. I don't think they have to do anything. I hope they double team Yakamakis then. That leaves a lot more room for Almada, if that's what they want to do. Let them spend some more time on Yakamakis. This isn't a problem prior to the transfer window when all you really had was Yakamakis and Almada. You had wingers that were there, but they weren't scoring at a regular pace, right? Like they weren't dangerous at the time. So yeah, I'm more than fine with them, trying to do that. But I think it's just going to be two teams playing their best, going back and forth. I don't think there's going to be any crazy, focus on Almada, anything like that, because they don't have to do that really. Now, if they come back here and we win this game and Almada is a big part of it, then the difference in game 3 in Columbus, yeah, they'll probably change it and they'll probably focus on them. But for now, I think being up 1-0, I don't think Columbus changes anything on their side.
Yeah. And that kind of piggybacks to what I was going to add to that. Gonzo saying, if tomorrow's our last game of the season, I just want Atlanta to go down fighting, at least put up a fight. Yeah, I mean, this you have to come out with your prime starting 11. And with that, Sydney, like what you were saying, that they're going to pick on Almada. They're going to do what they can. That's where it becomes Almada's prerogative to go and not hold on to the ball a step too long, not try to do too much. He has talented players around him now. He's got Muyumba. He has Silva. He has Saba. So, yeah, I'm sure they're going to pinpoint and pick on both of them, Yako and Almada, for sure. But this is where I think rather than a tactics change or a coaching decision or anything, this is where Saba and Shande have to step up. This is where they have to come in and pick up the slack because they both can score goals 100%. Even Muyumba, I would argue. I would like to see him put a couple on goal if possible. But there's going to be space now with Almada on the pitch. There's going to be space. You've got to pull the trigger a lot quicker than you did against Columbus in the first round. If you have the chance, take the shot. But Saba and Shande, to me, will be where this game actually sees the statistics in terms of actual goals and things like that, because I think they're going to be the ones that are going to get the space and get the opportunities and get the chances because of what you were saying. Almada and Yako are going to be tied up. It's going to be really tough for them to do much of anything, and that's where their talent's got to shine through.
Yeah, they haven't been getting it. Like we talked about Shande. He hasn't been good over the past few matches, so Atlanta really need him to raise his game. And then Saba, I assume he's starting on Tuesday, so I agree. The wing play, Pineda talks so much about the wing play. It's going to be just very critical for Atlanta United in the second match. So you hope that they can click, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. You hope that they can click, especially Shande. I feel like he's got a lot of criticism, and maybe rightfully so. He started out really well for this team, as did Saba, and as did Muyumba, but maybe he has fallen off just a little bit. So you're looking for them. You're looking for him to, really be the player that we saw when he first came to Atlanta United. Maybe it's something that he was trying to prove something in the early stages. Things have kind of dropped off a bit. So, yeah. Go down swinging. Go down swinging. I mean,
that's the biggest thing.
Like I said, it's no tomorrow if you lose. So
if
go down
you
swinging.
lose, at least make it look good. At least make it look good, because I'm telling you, if they, whatever day it is, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's game 3, whether they make a run and they make it, further than we all maybe expect, but you got a handful of players that you're not going to be seeing again after this for Atlanta United. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, not because they're not good players, but I think to get this team to the level where they need to be, there is that next step that's got to happen. And I think it'll happen. I think a lot of it will happen in this offseason.
The
Tommy,
list
what
is
you got?
long. The list is very long that we made. Well, we started, right? And yeah, I mean, there could be some big names on there, at least big salaries. I don't know if big names and big salaries, I think those are two totally different things. And I think big salaries are what's going to be leaving here.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have a very, now that you've got Garth here, right? There's last offseason, there was a lot of uncertainty on what was going to happen with this team because you didn't have a president, right? And you didn't know what the full power of the front office was going to have without the president, right? What did Boca, what power did he have? Well, now, depending on if Boca stays or not, which I think most of us think he probably is going to, unless he gets a job somewhere else. I think we should be hearing rumors ASAP. I mean, you're already seeing other teams get rumors, right? Like, I think we're going to start getting those names out there because you got a DP spot immediately. The minute the season ends, Saba gets bought down, you've already got one spot. Then from there, you don't know. But, hopefully we start hearing players getting out. The U22 players, get them out of here. Let's try to figure that out.
So, sort of going off that point, and I talked about the mindset Atlanta United will need to be in because they're done if they lose. This is probably the final match they play in Mercedes-Benz Stadium this season, barring someone below the standings further down than Houston Dynamo getting into MLS Cup, and barring Atlanta United making a run to MLS Cup. I won't bore you with the math, but there is a world where Atlanta United would host MLS Cup.
Yeah. Highly unlikely.
But yes. Highly unlikely. So for those of you half full people, that is still a possibility. But yeah, I mean, mentality wise, this is probably the last time you play in front of your home fans, and 99% chance of you playing your last match in front of your home fans. So that's something that is going to be in the back of the minds of this team as well. So yeah, mindset, just I mentioned already, mindset just needs to be there. And they can't come out flat. They have to be on the front foot, really, from the opening whistles, I should say. But I mean, you can't come out flat. You can't come out with the air not in your tires. I mean, this has to be Atlanta being the protagonist from the get-go and not chasing the match, because Columbus is going to be pushing for that goal because, they obviously move on if they win. So I think Columbus will be maybe taking some inspiration from LAFC, because LAFC went on the road and beat Vancouver. And
did they?
Houston Rentals, yeah.
Did they?
They did. Yes,
okay.
They did.
And
the ref body checked
right.
a Canuck.
Yeah.
That was
Vanny
great.
Sartini was not happy, by the way.
Dude, losing his
was
mind.
Great.
All right.
I loved everything about that game.
But
that was drama. I got really quick. I got some stats for you.
Well, just to close up my point, just real quick.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
About LAFC. Their head coach Houston Rundle is saying, you know what, this is good for our belief, because now we see that we can win on the road. And maybe Columbus are saying, hey, LAFC won on the road, why can't we? So maybe they're fueled by watching LAFC do that on their end, and maybe that gives them a little boost going into this match. So Yeah. Yeah, but you got some stats. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a good point. And it does kind of tie into this really quick. So, we always look at like the historical records and all that kind of stuff, but I thought this was interesting. Atlanta's record, when they score the first goal, they're 11-2-5. That's 11 wins, obviously, then 2 losses, 5 draws. Columbus is 15-4-5. But what's interesting to me is when they give up the first goal, they're actually pretty even, and it's 2-8-6 for Atlanta, 2-5-4 for Columbus. So on top of that, if you look at the records at halftime, Columbus has not won a match this year if they were trailing. Excuse me, if they were trailing at halftime. So, which kind of blows my mind with how good of a team Columbus is. But they can be scored on, and they don't tend to rebound super well when they are scored on. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be one of those, we say it all the time, that stereotypical, go get the first goal, go get the early goal, put on the pressure early. That's this kind of game, because if you can frustrate them early, then I think it just makes controlling the game that much easier, because if Columbus goes up, they're going to piss the ball all over the pitch until Atlanta season's over. That's just how it's going to be. So just, you got to come out strong, swinging. What's that?
What a phrase. Piss the ball over the pitch.
Piss the ball all over the pitch. Don't piss the ball all over the pitch.
Let the air out.
Deflate gate. Here we come.
Bunker like mad.
Yeah. So anyway, now that you guys have a couple stats, predictions. And I hope this is not the last time we do predictions for Atlanta United this season, knock on wood. But what do you guys think? What you got? What are y'all looking for tomorrow?
I'm knocking on my faux wood, not computer table, but bookshelf behind me.
Hey, I'll take it where I can get it.
I am going to go. I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go penalties, and I say Atlanta will win in penalties. I just feel it has that kind of feel to it that it's going to be level after 90 minutes to go to penalties, and I think Atlanta United finally gets over the hump in penalties. They haven't won a penalty shootout in their existence. I think they finally do it.
Okay.
I don't think there will be a lot of goals in it. I think it'll just be tense, obviously, because Columbus are looking to move on, and Atlanta United are looking to force the game 3. And given Atlanta United's history in shootouts, it's probably risky to pick.
I did it last time, so
yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah, but I'm taking the risk. 1-1 after 90 minutes, and Atlanta United wins in the shootout finally to break the schneid and force the match 3 in Columbus. And we're going to be back here in a few days talking about Atlanta United in match 3 in a do or die situation.
Preach it
at Lord.com field.
Preach it. Tommy,
Who's
what
next?
you got?
Sydney, I told you I have a 5:30 flight in the morning, and you want this to go to penalties? I need like an hour of sleep. I need something.
So there's no extra time, though. I mean, there's no extra time.
There's also the heart attacks.
There's a lot of extra. Dude, Tyler will see since we'll be by each other. Every time I go to a sporting event that involves Atlanta United, actually, let me take that back. It doesn't even happen with hockey. It only happens with Atlanta teams. Okay? When I was in Columbus, I was sitting next to Doug. I don't know if it was Doug or the game, but my watch was already saying, I was like, your heartbeat's above 100 beats, and you're sitting still now for like 5 minutes. It always happens. The pessimist in me thinks that this isn't going to go very well, and we lose 3-1. But my body says we win 2-1.
2-1
scores.
My body.
I know you don't like to give players, but who scores?
I've already made that bet. Giacomakis is going to get 1 goal, and Almada is going to get 1 assist, and I will win $1 million.
Who do you think scores, Sydney?
Yako.
I like it.
I could have said Almada and stoppage time on a free kick, but I thought better of it.
I mean, I'll
That's a
take
cool
that
story.
all day. All day. I'll give you guys mine real quick. Daniel saying 2-2 draw. Daniel, let us know who wins though in penalties. Two Spikes saying 2-0. Henry saying 2-1 to Atlanta. That's all I see in here now. Henry pointing out, which we talked
What
about it.
did you
Atlanta's
say,
number one
though?
shootout. What do I
did you
say? Oh, Daniel said
Wow,
6-5
this is real
on penalties,
specific.
by the way.
6-5 on penalties. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm
I
never
don't know
going
if I
to
can
sleep.
handle that. I don't know if I can handle watching that. I might fall off of the press box.
I'll catch you.
Please don't.
No, I don't want to do that. I think it's going to be, I'm going to say 3-1 Atlanta. And I know that's like a super glass half full, but I've staked my name on it this year. Yako, Almada, and Saba. And I think the Saba goal comes from Shande Silva, an assist. That's my 2 cents.
Okay. John Paul saying in our chat.
How many zeros?
Hold
is
on.
that?
3, 6,
100 million.
million to nil. Atlanta easy win.
Okay.
I don't foresee that happening. That's like I don't think you can even get that if you put I almost said FIFA or EAFC, whatever they call it, on like beginner mode and play like Man City versus
Griffin Tech.
Yeah, Griffin Tech or up some League 2 team or something like that. But yeah, I think Atlanta wins. I think we all are on the same wavelength. And Derek, we see you in the chat saying 3-1 Atlanta, Yako with 2 goals, Sabo with 1. I think we all are kind of on the same wavelength that Atlanta will win. And force the match 3 now. What happens when we get to match 3? If we get to match 3, it's a whole other story. But I feel like we're pretty optimistic, and I feel like there's some sense of optimism around Atlanta United land. There's some pessimism that Atlanta United is wearing black and is fitting, or Atlanta United have asked their fans to wear black and is fitting because it'll be the club's funeral for the 2023 season. But I am confident. It sounds like you guys are too.
Yep.
And they're wearing the 4-4 kits.
Yep. Which, look, take all the luck you can get, right? I'm also going to be filming Tommy's heart attack for Patreon. So y'all have that to
Great. It's dark. All right, Jake
that was
Paul,
pretty
or
dark.
What
whatever
content
Paul
that will be?
did that stupid stuff.
What content will that will be? I mean, we're not that desperate to get content on Patreon, but
I'll feed Tommy something in the middle of the match, and the next thing you know, he's laying out in front of the Falcon, in front of the Benz.
right.
I'm over there just filming everything.
I hope Arthur Smith's in the building tomorrow. if he's anywhere near that press box, give it the
Arthur
ball.
Smith hit the spike tomorrow. You guys think?
I was just about to say that.
Get out of here! Kick him out! No!
Shoot
Too
him.
soon.
It's a bad
Too
hammer.
soon. No. Get out of here.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, that's like inviting a riot.
Every meme possible.
Dude.
Every meme possible.
Twitter would
What
be
about-
insufferable the next day.
What about Quinn Snyder? Bucks are off on Tuesday. What about Quinn Snyder?
I think they're staying on the road, so they won't come back. They're on a road trip.
Good point. Good shout. Okay.
Are there any Atlanta Thrashers in the area?
Ilya Kovalchuk.
Man. Nice. No. Yeah, you got any guesses real quick? We started the season with Ludacris.
Yeah, and we ended it with Parky.
Mm-hmm. Got to have someone
Carson?
good.
Freaking Henry.
Big boy.
So you could say it'll be a heart-stopping match. Oh boy.
It's all
He's
fun and
got the
games
dad
until Tommy.
jokes.
It's all funny until
Aw.
Tommy dies, and I haunt the ice cream machine forever.
Right.
Carvel will
right.
bring you back to life, my friend.
Usher, ooh, Usher, that'd be.
Usher
That'd
could
be
be
Casey in
cool.
the chat saying Usher. Omar saying Joseph Martinez. Two Spikes. I don't know who Kai Sinat is. I'll have to look him up or her up later on. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Guys
Barco.
got any? Yeah. I don't think Barco will either.
No,
You guys got
he
any?
doesn't like
guys
us
got any?
anymore.
Yeah.
Franco Ibarra.
Franco.
Yeah,
Ibarra, you're
man.
right.
But you know what? Maybe they could actually make Barco do it, considering that he actually still
So
is
is
getting
Atlanta
paid
United
by the
player.
club.
And then
Alright,
when
all
Almada
right.
shanks like 5 balls,
The curse
then
has
they're
won.
gonna say Almada or that it's Barco's fault. We're terrible. This season needs in. We need a reboot.
All right,
We'll see it.
so-
We'll see it Wednesday on celebration on Winning Wednesday.
winning
Victory
wins.
Wednesday,
That was
yeah, winning
that was
Wednesday.
quick. I like that.
Hopefully it's not Weeping Wednesday. You got
No.
one
Widow
less thing before we
Wednesday.
get out
Oh,
of
you always gotta do that.
here.
Negative Nancy of sad Sydney. No,
That's why I hope it's not.
All right,
please
whining
don't.
Tyler, hit the music.
what? Wait, that doesn't even make sense.
'Cause
Tirade
it was
Tommy.
a W for Wednesday.
You said whiny.
Whiny is with a W. For Wednesday. We were doing things to begin with W for
Right.
Wednesday.
But then you said whiny anyway. So this is where we're at
Right?
as a podcast, ladies and gentlemen. No,
We got one less.
scarvesandspikes.com. Go check it out. Go check out the website. Patreon.com/scarvesandspikes. Go get the extra content. We're going to be putting a lot of stuff up. Go to the website, get you some stickers because they are there. They're available. I appreciate everybody who's been picking them up. I just sent some more out a couple of days ago. So yeah, we're trying to get you guys some cool stuff. And
Yes.
Find us tomorrow.
Madness
Right?
Monday continue. Yeah, come find us.
Where are we going to be? I don't even know where we're doing. You're picking me up. Don't get me sick.
No. It's not contagious anymore. I don't think.
That's
I
what,
hope.
Better
that's
not be.
that's what they always say.
Yeah. No, I'm on the very tail end of it for sure. We are going to be at the supporters tailgate for a little bit. Depending on how that goes, we will then meander over to the backyard. I think at least for a little bit before we head into the bins. Keep in mind, the gates open half hour earlier than they normally do because the game is a little earlier than it normally is. So we'll probably be at the supporters tailgate. What did we say? Like 3:30-ish?
Yeah.
Something like that. So
We're getting crazy. I said what 2 weeks ago? Who gets crazy on a Tuesday? Tommy and Tyler
two
get
are.
crazy
Yeah.
on Tuesday.
I won't be there.
Tommy
But
Tyler.
yeah,
too.
tweet it out. Tweet it out where you guys will be and
Yeah.
have people find you.
Yeah, come say hey and take some pictures with us
Yes.
and post them on the Twitter
I won't
and the
be there,
Instagram.
unfortunately. But Tommy and Tyler will.
Sydney's gonna be having really good food. I hope.
Yes, I will be. I'll be at Friendsgiving on Tuesday night. But yes.
Cool.
We're done?
All the plugs are
Any other
done.
thoughts?
Predictions
Any
are
more plugs?
there. Final thoughts is go win because yes, I want it to be a winning Wednesday, Tommy, and not a
Me
whiny
too.
Wednesday or a sad Sydney moment.
Amen. Hit the music.
Amen.
Amen.
Thanks, everyone.
See you guys. Come shout out to us at the tailgate or wherever we may be. Keep an eye on the social media.
The socials.
Yes.
X, Instagram. I'll never get used to calling it X.
Me neither. It's lame.
Lame. So y'all.
See ya.
See you guys.